Greetings, my friends. So, here in America, we celebrate one day of giving thanks. One day throughout the entire year. Really, I say give thanks every day of the year, but what do I know? Followed by, right after that one day of giving thanks, a Black Friday, where we basically beat each other up. We wait in line, we do all these crazy things to save $40 on a big screen TV or something like that. We just look like a bunch of freaking idiots to the rest of the world. Okay, let me share my perspective with you because my perspective on this is actually going to be something that is in alignment with people who go from poor to rich. And the opposite perspective of mine is the perspective that mostly everybody else shares that goes from middle to poor, or people who are poor who stay poor. And before you get on a high horse about money and this and that, the truly rich people of the world, they measure their wealth by their time, not their money. They measure their wealth by their time. And there is a relationship between time and money, and not all money is created equal. So let's get that out of the way before anybody's listening to this on a high horse of, oh, Tom, it's not about money and this and that. But then you just made it about money. Okay, so time and outlet. So you go wait in line, you camp out overnight. There's people that pitch tents and they stay overnight to wait at wherever to get the best deal. People that do these Black Friday things like that, it's like they have no respect, no honor for their own time, let alone anyone else's time. They don't have any honor for their own time. They don't value their time. And for what? To save a few dollars. So everybody says that money isn't so important. It's not the most important thing. Sure, I needed to pay bills and things, but money really isn't that important. My time isn't. There's other things that's more important. All the while, everybody knows that any fool can say anything, but what really counts is what we say, because actions speak louder than words. We all know this. So, meanwhile, most of us, even most of you watching this, and by the way, I don't say this to judge you or to put you down or to be right or to be wrong. You formulate your own opinion. But even most of you watching this video, you agree with that. And you're gonna participate in this Black Friday thing in a way that you do not value your own time. And you may think that, oh, money isn't the most important thing, and you really believe that, all the while your actions, which you're probably totally unaware of, are completely incongruent with the values that you speak of and that you think of. Therefore, you do not get ahead. You will never get ahead if there's that kind of incongruency. And here's what I mean, so just follow me logically. It's a pretty simple concept. So you're spending all this time waiting in lines, the Black Friday stuff. Some of you are camping out overnight, who knows? And you do it, why? Because you want to get the doorbusters. The best sales go out pretty early in the morning, so you got to be there like before sunrise and this and that. And there might still be a deal later on throughout the day, but the best deals, whatever, you're wasting a certain amount of time. You're trading your time for money, which is the same thing you do at your job. But in this instance, instead of trading your time for an income, you're trading your time to save a few dollars. So what you're doing, what you're telling the universe, and what you're demonstrating by your actions, not your words and not your thoughts, is that you're prioritizing money ahead of everything else. You're prioritizing money ahead of your time. And when you prioritize money ahead of time, time is also your mind and your body and your spirit. You're selling out your mind, your body, and your spirit, along with your passion and your soul and everything else that it encompasses. Never mind what you say and what you think and what you believe. If you're wasting time like that to save a few dollars, trading time for a discount, that's your priority. Money is your priority, regardless of what you say. That's a huge incongruence because you don't feel that way, but your actions dictate otherwise. And if you don't believe me, never mind what you think you know. Look at your results and let your results teach you. How long have you been spinning the perpetual hamster wheel of going nowhere? How long have you been fighting to try to get ahead? How long have you been living paycheck to paycheck, just one emergency away from a total financial disaster? Let that teach you a thing or two before what you think you know. That is a huge tip I could possibly give you, is to just never mind what you think you know and let your results or lack of results teach you. So this whole Black Friday thing is truly geared for suckers. It's geared for people that are willing to sacrifice their time, their body, their mind, and their spirit for $1. How crazy is that? That is so stupid. Just my personal opinion, but a well-founded one. There's a lot of logic behind it. And think about this. You've probably been conditioned for it your entire life. You're taught from the time you go to school up to now that you go to school, you get a job, and you become a wage earner or a salary. One or the other. You're going to sell your time for money for the rest of your life at some stupid job. That is the single most destructive idea that exists. And it's the most poverty perpetuating idea that exists. And it's the one idea that creates more starvation than anything else in the world. That is the dumbest, most destructive idea, to actually work for money, to sell your time for a paycheck. But that's what 49 out of 50 of you are doing. And it's in complete congruence with how we look at deals like Black Friday. Totally disrespect our own time to save some money. It's stupid. For anybody that wants to get ahead and to have a better quality of life, then to trade your time for money is completely stupid. It is truly income for dummies. Even if you're smart in every other aspect of your life. We're all dumb at something. I mean, let's get over our egos. I'm dumb at something, you're dumb at something. But almost everybody has a common pattern of being really stupid with money. I mean, really, literally dumb with money. And 49 out of 50 of you out there, you unknowingly transfer your wealth to people who are financially smarter than you, to the 1 out of 50. You do it every single day, including what you're going to do at Black Friday and every other day of the year, to be honest with you. It's completely dumb. It's dim, dumb, slow, and it's also ego driven, because we want what we want and we want it now. We're willing to pay extra for it. We'll even give up our time for it. Think about it. Time is this precious, finite thing that will expire someday, and we can't get back what we've already spent. Money is intrinsically worthless, and they print more of it than you could ever make or save. Those are facts. You will routinely trade something like your time that is precious and finite for something like money that is intrinsically worthless and infinite. We don't do this in any area of our lives except when it comes to how we fund our livelihood and how we go for those deals. We don't do that anywhere else because it's stupid, but we do it as it relates to money. And we wonder why we don't have more free time, more whatever it is that we want. So think about that. Think about that long and hard and start doing some research. And if you don't know where to begin, go to Google. Go to my website, fireyourboss.xyz, not .com, .xyz, fireyourboss.xyz, provided you have the humility that you didn't take any offense over what I just said. But I'm not naive. I know a lot of people have too big of egos to have any humility. So provided you didn't take any humility, because I truly do not say this to put you down or to make you feel bad or to make you feel right or wrong or any of that stuff. I really don't. But if I can help you change your perspective and advance your perspective, evolve it rather than devolve it, like politics and the media devolves your perspective, how about if somebody actually is a fan of you and evolving your perspective and actually getting somewhere and becoming more, whatever that looks like for you. That's what I'm in your corner for. So fireyourboss.xyz could be a good place for you to start doing some research about, I don't know, try looking up passive income. I've got a search engine on my fireyourboss.xyz website. Google has a search engine too. Look up passive income, look up residual money. You're going to find it's the complete opposite of what you're doing at your job and what you're doing going for the deal, such as Black Friday, giving up your time, devaluing your time. It's the complete opposite. When you go to your job, you devalue your time every day at your job. You'll never get ahead that way. You'll be the perpetual hamster wheel on that wheel, just spinning like a fool. And the same thing with Black Friday and other such deals. Disrespecting your time, devaluing it to get a discount. That's just so freaking retarded, I can't even put it into words. So, fireyourboss.xyz, google.com. Those are two resources right there to start looking this stuff up. Residual money, passive money, and really understand that they're truly rich. Like I said earlier, measures their wealth by their time, not their money. And just the fact that I don't say this to demonize you, but probably in the opening of this video when I was talking about that, right off the bat, you're like, oh, life isn't all about money. And you made it about money by talking about it. And then I immediately went on to the truly rich. It's not about the money. They don't measure their wealth by their money. They do it by their time. So null and void your entire argument, this moral high ground about your belief about money. I mean, really, truly. And by the way, I'm going to share this with you. There's about 1 billion people in the world who are starving to death, most of them kids. Most of them are in places where they don't have access, like in the United States and Canada and other places. Most of these people who are starving to death, the 1 billion plus people in the world, don't live in areas where they have access to generating as much money as they want. They're starving to death. They're dying. And we in the United States and other countries like this sit in this moral superior place that we put ourselves in of whatever garbage that we're saying. All the while, we could be making more than we need and maybe helping out in this problem of so many people starving to death, mostly kids. This culture has a profound ego problem and will not have the humility to even hear that they have an ego problem. Culturally, we have the worst ego problem in the world in the United States. Our ego is so bad that we are willing to sacrifice our own time and take down other people with us because we just don't care about anything except instant gratification. And it is so completely, it's an illusion that we're going to gratify ourselves. It might feel good for 5 seconds, who knows? But in the midterm and long term and eventually the short term and the instant term, it doesn't work out. It's an illusion. It's so stupid. Going for easy is stupid. Going for worthwhile is what's smart. Really, going for worthwhile. Is it worthwhile to learn about things like passive and residual income if it means that you can actually start valuing your own time and stop prioritizing money ahead of your time? Is it worthwhile to actually live in congruent with how you think and your values and what comes out of your mouth? Is it worthwhile to learn about those things? I think it is. And in my opinion, if you have any humility to take any constructive criticism, no matter how harsh it is, realizing that it's coming from a source, me, that wants you to become better and to realize your power and to get rid of any facade that you've been using to protect your ego from getting hurt so that you can hear stuff like this. I have to do it too. I'm constantly learning from people who are smarter than me in the particular niches. I do it all the time. The reason I can do it is because I humble myself the fuck out. I check my ego at the door. Really, I do. I need to be able to hear people tell me that if I messed up, I messed up, and not have my feelings hurt. Like I'm going to take it personal and start crying or complaining about, oh, they hurt my feelings. Skip that stuff. That is for people that are on these horrible ego trips and they can't let anything else in. It's a terrible way to live and it affects other people around you. Which goes back to the ego. Anyway, I totally went off on a rant on this because I have some very deep feelings about Black Friday and beyond Black Friday, the culture of what we have, this ego-driven culture that routinely talks a good game of value and superiority, all the while, by what we do with our actions, which speaks louder than what we're saying, we totally prioritize money above everything else, above our time, and above our mind, above our body, above our spirit, above our soul, above our passion, even above our heart and what makes our heart sing. We prioritize money above everything. Well, that's enough of this video, kind of like a rant. If you've enjoyed it, then feel free to share this if you feel this is worthy of sharing. I always speak the truth as I see it, and I will never make somebody feel less, just so you know, because this was kind of a harsh video. I don't judge anybody who disagrees with me. And it's totally cool if you don't. I don't say this to be right or to be wrong, but if I have any part in advancing and evolving your personal perspective, then to me, that's a victory. So there you go. Share this with somebody if you feel it's worthy of sharing. And I've got my website, fireyourboss.xyz. I hope you picked something out from this that can help you along. Okay, next video coming very soon, I promise.